If I were to say right now, could I do a 70.3? The answer would be no.
Hi. Are both of y'all athletes?
Yes, we are. We're about 40 hours away from that cannon going off for the 70.3. Does that work? Never thought I would end a season with a DNF, my first, and then come back from that with a DNS, which would be my first. With a number like 77, you have to race, right?
And have an awesome time. And if you complete the survey, what Ironman is this for y'all? First, second?
Is the 6th of the season.
6th? Oh, you guys are overachiever.
I'd hate to end the season with a sour taste in my mouth and not being able to be out there and alongside Caitlin and taking in the energy and doing something I love. It's been a rough road, but maybe I'll come out and prevail. We'll see. Right now, that's yet to be determined. New helmet. Sharp, right? New shoes. Pre-race love. Well, obviously I am not out there. Caitlin's flying solo. I'm doing Sherpa videographer duty. Just wasn't able to overcome the 2 weeks of setbacks, migraine, head cold, bronchitis. Hard decision to make after a DNF at St. George, a DNS at Waco, last 2 races of the season. Definitely a bitter pill to swallow, but I know Caitlin's got a great day in her. I'm calling it right now, 5:14:22. She's gonna crush it, and I'm gonna have a front row seat. Making lemonade out of lemons, looking on the bright side, supporting the one I love. I always do.
On the swim, just over halfway, I felt my swim cap starting to flip up. And I'm like, oh crap. About 3/4 of the way, the other side started to flip up. And I could feel it starting to slowly come off my head. And I knew if my swim cap comes off my head, my goggles are going with it because my goggles are on the other side of my swim cap. So I found a kayak and I latched on, put my swim cap back on, put my goggles on, and I was off again. As soon as I got going, I had water in my left goggle. So I had to stop again and empty the goggle, and I kept going and got water in it again. I realized that I had put my swim cap on too close to my eye and the goggle was sitting on my swim cap. So I pulled my swim cap up a little bit and I got a better suction on my goggles and I finished that. So same time on the swim, but you know, it's okay.
We got her out of the water, onto the bike. Great swim, 42:53, and an excellent transition. It is a long transition here in Waco. She did it in 4:44, so she was moving quickly. She had laser focus eyes of steel. I don't even think she saw me coming out of the water, and I surely don't even think she saw me when she was heading out onto the bike. So that's where her head needs to be, right in the game, staying focused. And hopefully I can catch up to her around mile 10 on the bike. If not, I'm probably gonna have to catch her on the backside. But fortunately, our Airbnb is right on the bike course, so I'll be able to hop in there, kind of refresh and recharge, because it is a hot, hot day out here. But sending all the energy. She's doing good so far, so keep it going, love.
Man, the bike ride, first half, I'd say was really fun. Road conditions were probably the better part in the first half, and wasn't as much headwind. Second part of the bike, a lot of chip seal, a lot of hidden bumps in the road, so you really had to be aware of where you were riding. A lot of headwind, so the second half wasn't as good as the first half, but I still felt really strong, really solid. I just tried to keep as much pressure on the pedal, tried to stay in my fit, tried to stay in the best aero form that I could.
Doing great, go Caitlin! This was just past the 37-mile mark on the bike. She looked really strong, looked like she was in a groove and had her head down, and man, hopefully not too much longer. She'll be getting off the bike, getting on that run. I know she's determined. When I looked at the tracker, she was in 7th place, so she's been steadily moving up. I think this is gonna be her day. Cheering hard.
I think on the bike, I think there may have been a total of maybe 3 women that passed me. And I did a lot of on your left. So I had to make up for that swim, and I think I did.
You're in 7th, you're 3 minutes down.
Coming back into T2 on the bike, I was 7th. Natasha said, you know, every step counts. You know, 6th, 5th, they weren't far ahead.
Great ride. You looked solid. Stay focused on that. Woo! She looked good coming into transition. 2:47.51, I believe. As it stands right now, that was the 5th best bike split in her age group. Probably hit some headwind in that last little bit. Be curious to get her thoughts, but she seemed happy and had a really smooth transition. I tell you, if there's one thing that she's really refined this season, it is getting in and out of T1 and T2 really quickly. She might be among the tops in her age group there too, or maybe even the entire field. So she's heading out to the Cameron Park Hills, and I'm gonna try to catch her on the pedestrian bridge, but my battery's pretty low physically. It's hot out here, but I'm gonna cheer her on all the way, and she's holding on to 7th. She's about 3 minutes out of 6th. If she can hold 7th, I think that's a hell of a win today. Keeping fingers crossed, sending her energy, sending her vibes, and keep racing mighty. Let's go.
I just stayed on it, felt good.
Closing the gap on 6th, you're pulling away from 8th. You can crush it for these last few miles, go get it. Almost halfway point, she moved up 2 spots from 7th to 5th. So now we just gotta cheer her on home the last half of this half marathon. I think I'm gonna see her at least one more time and then go to the finish and celebrate. Man, I'm so proud.
Dumped water on my head, dumped ice in my hat, in my back, held on to it, put it in my mouth. I just had ice and water all over me. So, tried to stay as cool as possible.
Dig deep, race mighty, 5 miles. Do it for me, love. Race mighty, I love you, I'm so proud. Be strong, nothing to lose. All the way, love. Go, go, hurry, hurry, hurry.
You know, Waco's no slouch. Waco had some punchy climbs on the bike. Cameron Hills. I made a point not to burn any matches in the park. And I walked the hills. No shame in it. And I think, you know, I made up for that on the downhill. I was moving on the downhill. I just kind of let the momentum take me. And knowing that I performed so well in St. George, I knew I could do it again here in Waco. You know, I've got the fitness, and you just got to dig deep to pull it out. It's there. You just got to stay strong in the mind. This may be the first race I didn't have any negative thoughts. So that played a part too. There were so many things that played a big role in today's success. It's also a really cool feeling when people holler out, "Go Team Saunders." So, man, everyone out there that cheered me on today, You also played a role in my success. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I could pull that out today. You know, it hurt being the only Saunders out there. I saw her coming out of the water. I saw her on the bike. I saw her on the run course. I saw her all over. Having her here out on the course, cheering me on, being the best damn Sherpa there is today. Everyone out there should be jealous of what I got. I got it pretty good.